guys, how's it going? It's Miyoko from Japan. Welcome back to my channel. I'm live from Fukuoka Prefecture, Japan. How are you guys doing? I came later than I expected. I wanted to come live earlier, but oh well, here I am. How are you? I hope you guys are awake. My stomach hurts a little bit, so I was late, but ta-da! LDP, Komeito, the other ruling party of Japan, like stabilizer, disappeared, like has gone. So this is Takaichi, the soon to be our prime minister, and this is the head of Komeito, who like they had a talk the other day, a historical talk. He wants to. It's so silly because they are now they've formed they've had a coalition for like 60 years or so, like for a long time, and being a ruling party is strong, but he's voluntary basically because they don't agree with Takaichi, so they are gonna go. Yay! It's another win already. Like she hasn't even, become our prime minister yet. There will be a voting soon in the Diet, and she's already changing history. And this is something that even Abe couldn't do. Shinzo Abe, he wanted to probably, according to the media people, like some conservative people, Abe wanted to cut the ties with Komeito because they are so pro-China, right? But even Abe couldn't do because LDP needs votes. Since Komeito has this religious group, Buddhism, Buddhist religious group, their unity as a organization is pretty tight, so they work hard, when every time they have national or even local elections. So yeah, and that's why LDP was very dependent on the Komeito, because they can't win without the help of others. But now they're gonna go. Yes. I see you guys coming. Yay, hello. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Thanks for coming. Hey, Yoko, hello. Howdy. Yoko and husband, howdy. Komeito, tomato. That rhymes, kind of. Howdy, Japan. How are you? What do you think about her? Do you think she would be good for US-Japan relations? Yes, I think so. At least she's a realist. Takaichi's a realist and a conservative and really, really strong, and also like a strong-minded. Like she's kind of a lone wolf type that she just tries to do everything by her own, which is kind of a bad thing too when you are the head of the people. But she works hard, studies hard, and she listens to people. She's flexible actually. She even changed her makeup because others pointed out that her makeup, she was not doing a good job with her makeup. So yeah, she looks better now. But yeah, she's like that. She's a good person and really badass, rides. She likes to ride on a motorcycle, but she stopped doing that because she can't get injured, if she wants to be a politician. So she quit that. But she loves motorcycles, and also like she had this car, like is it Toyota? Like I guess expensive car, but like yeah, she likes cars, and she likes heavy metal. She's a drummer also. She likes to sing heavy metal too, and such a cool person to hang out with, So I bet that Trump would like her, especially, also considering that she's a hawkish person, hawkish politician against CCP. So that is something that Trump and she will have, that's something that they will have in common. So that's great. Also, they are also good friends with Abe when she was alive. So yeah. Oh, on the front page, by the way, this is Yomiuri Shimbun from today. They're talking about the rare earth regulation. Trump to add extra tariffs against China, 100%. They talk about that too. Yes, good times. I hope though that we can survive the economy because Japan's economy isn't good. But Takaichi, I think, will try to fix whatever problem that we have, like even economy too. Like she's really like she's since she studies hard. I know that she's a realist, but at the same time, like she has his this like ideal system, but she also sees the reality. So I know this is abstract, but I know that she can fix the economy too. So the problem though is that the ratio in the diet, the LDP isn't the majority, so that's why they needed Komeito. But yeah, now so we're talking about like a coalition, which party the LDP will form coalition with and so on. But then that's something that they need to talk to other parties about too. It's not something that LDP can just selfishly decide. So yeah, good to see you guys. Hello Yoko-san. Hello. Yep. Hi Yoko, hello. She's an American Metal fan. I don't actually know which bands she listens to, but she was singing X Japan on TV a while ago. The video is circling around on the internet. She looks like she fights hard, yeah. Also, she worked in the Congress, I think. What was the name? Schroeder or something like that. I think I have that search window open. Schroeder. What's the spelling of Patricia Schroeder? How do you spell her name? I'm gonna guess in Takaichi. Patri. I don't know how to spell that name. But probably a Democrat though. But yeah, she worked for somebody back in the day. So she's familiar with the American politics too, probably. Yep. What's going on your end? I've been busy actually walking. I haven't been catching up with the news much. They're talking about Gaza, peace deal. You see Trump there. Trump senpai! Yay! Do you think he's gonna get the Nobel Peace Prize one day? That'll be great. This is like the Middle Eastern situation is something that like I feel like there's no win-win situation though, that there will be always somebody that will complain, because this is such a tie to the history, and you need to know like from where you're looking at what's happening. Like I personally look at what's happening with like Gaza and Israel and so on. Like I consider October, was it 7th? A few years ago. That's the starting point of my recognition, because then Israel is fighting back. But of course, the region has a long history and others think differently. And some people, there's a Egyptian talent in Japan actually, and she she has naturalized, so she is Japanese, but she is originally Egyptian. But she is on our side though, based most of the time. Like she's a conservative speaker named Fifi. If you Google her, like Fifi, I think Fifi. She was on TV the other day. I was watching, and I think she was talking about the involvement of America. Like, of course, like like there are people like that who thinks about. I mean, I guess Trump and MAGA people are kind of like that too, right? Like that you guys don't want to meddle in everywhere because you have a lot to think about in your own country. But yeah, the what I heard on TV was something on the line of that every time America goes to take care of something, like it, as a result, there's a mess, which is a negative view. But like, of course, it's politics, and there is a bright side and a negative side. And she was focusing on the negative side as somebody from Egypt, because I guess that was it the Palestine. Like she was talking about the region and how it's actually Egyptians' land. So like I'm not familiar with the region, so I didn't know what to think. But just hearing her talk like that too, like usually I side with her on a lot of topics, but then I felt like, oh, maybe like this topic is so complicating that it just there's no like answer, the correct answer which fits everybody. So yeah. Super chat. Thank you so much, always. Glad to see you're still optimistic. The Western affiliated Japan news media are clearly rooting for an opposition coalition to block her from being elected prime minister. Do you think it's possible? I personally do not think that's realistic, because opposition parties, it's like, in order to not to let her become our prime minister, Takaichi, then the opposition parties, like a Democratic Party for the People, Constitutional Democratic Party, and Ishin, the Innovation Party, they all need to agree, and that's really difficult. But then there was this, I was listening to Yoshiko Sakurai's YouTube show. I mean, it's not really YouTube, it's her service, but she airs it live on YouTube, so I was watching. And there was Sankei people on it, Sankei Shimbun, conservative-leaning paper people talking about it too. And one of the guy who used to work for Sankei was talking about it actually, and to show that he actually would prefer Tamaki, the party leader for the Democratic Party for the People, Democratic Party for the People, right? Yeah, this guy, conservative guy, what he kept saying that Tamaki should become the prime minister once before Takaichi, like the next prime minister, it should be Tamaki, so that you end in a really short-term prime minister, because all the parties, opposition parties, they are different from each other, like so much so that they can't keep cooperating for a long time, and it will be miserable, and Tamaki would, if he becomes the prime minister now, which he is eager to do, he says like, oh, I'm ready to become the prime minister, he's saying stuff like that publicly. And he's a good guy, for the most part, aside from like a kind of a cultural things, because he's kind of liberal, but then he wants to spread his wings to get support, so he's coming to our side more and more. So he's more conservative than some of LDP members even. But yeah, but there are still concerns, of course, when it comes to like family values and how to work, like, whether women should use their original name or, married name, like we have this surname controversy. So regarding that, they're kind of vague, like I don't know what to think about them. But as for national security and so on, Tamaki is good. So, sorry, I got distracted by my husband. But yeah, so if Tamaki becomes the prime minister, then it will end after a really short time. So then the our people, according to the guy that was on the show, was saying that then the people will want Takaichi even more, right? So then it will be ideal that she'll be supported even more after Tamaki, and then LDP will gain even more support and do better, and so on and so on. Thank you for another super chat. The journalists are likely influenced by TDS, Takaichi derangement syndrome. Yeah, the mainstream media, like Sankei is the only, like, they still have common sense, like they're on the conservative side. So they're okay, but others, other media outlets are, leaning towards the left side. So yes, TDS. It's right. Trump is also T, right? The same TDS. Kind of cool. Who's your favorite oppositional representative? We don't usually have like oppositions, Usually what happens is that LDP is the ruling part, the main ruling party. So then when they decide or elect, when they elect their new leader, then that leader becomes our prime minister. That's the natural course in our political system. So that's probably the case this time. But you never know what happens. Like recently, it's been crazy. Yeah. I know that you guys, like many of you, are Christians and that you don't like horoscope and so on. But as an Asian, from this Eastern culture world, I feel like really like the kind of society that we were building before has completely shifted to this like really fluid, like it's like wind. Everything, like you can't build up everything, anymore, and it's so like flexible, and it changes all the time, and that's the norm, I feel. So even LDP is like becoming they're not as strong as before. Their factions are no longer there except for this one faction of Aso. And yeah, and it's weird. Like Takaichi, for example, she was supposed to become our prime minister last time. That's what we thought. But then Ishiba won, and it's like we can't predict things anymore. Yeah, I saw a cute video of Takaichi on YouTube where they portraying her as a superhero. Yeah, some people really enjoy stuff like that. Hello from Yokosuka. Hello. How's the weather there? Nobel Peace Prize people hate Trump. But I think that if Trump can actually end all the confusion in Middle East, then why not, though? Because what they care about is, like, they do care about all the casualties and so on. So if that ends, I bet that they will have to admit. Hey all, hello. Hi from Sweden. Hello. Hello from the United States. Is Kyoto News left-leaning too? Uh, I think I do see some people complaining sometimes, but I don't know. All this something Tsushin, what is it called? Like, you know, like that's the kind of news that other media outlets just copy, or use as a source and so on sometimes. So usually they are just stating facts like, oh, this happened, and like a short, really short news and so on. But I don't know. It kind of depends, I guess, as for Kyoto. But people just generally complain about mainstream media. Horoscope, not horror. Horror. Yep. What else to talk about? The news does a lot of English translated Japanese. Ah, true. That's true. Yeah, you guys, please support Japan Forward. I sometimes contribute for them too. I haven't written articles for them for a while. I feel the last time was probably last September. Yeah, I should write a new article. Yeah, but Japan Forward is pretty much the English version of Sankei. They hate to admit it, but it's another company. But yeah, they are like Sankei, so I really hope that you guys can support them. Oh, Nagisa-san, thank you so much. Arigato. Thank you for super chat. The Nobel Peace Prize was awarded to a Venezuelan opposition leader, and she dedicated her award to Trump anyway. I didn't know that. The Nobel Peace Prize this time, I wasn't paying attention much because usually for the past 2 years or so, or 3, like my husband and I, we become a part of like nomination for the Nobel Peace Prize, and yeah, but this time we didn't do anything, so I was not paying much attention. Oh, super chat, thank you. Yoko tariff, yes, important. Yoko tax, Yoko tariff, it's important. Thank you for your support. Anything to talk about? Do you want to read our newspaper? I haven't actually looked into it much. Oh, they are talking about the Nobel Peace Prize here. You see the picture here. Norwegian committee. Democracy, the premise of the peace. Maria Machad. This is a winner, right? Venezuela, it says. That's actually impressive that she did fight against the dictatorship. As for the possibility of Trump winning next year, this guy is saying, the Nobel Peace Prize guy is saying that it's the period to pick the winner. It starts next January. It's starting at the end of January next year. So time will tell. At least she didn't criticize that, right? She didn't say no. That's good though. And then North Korea, I guess they had a parade in North Korea. ICBM. Man, I was hoping that North Korea would just collapse soon, but then Russia went to war against Ukraine, and then they need help, like Ukraine didn't fall as, or just like they thought, because America was helping them. And also European countries are now realizing they need to protect Ukraine, of course, right? And Ukraine is doing well. They're fighting hard, and Russia is actually losing a lot too. Like it's like Ukraine is bound by the restrictions and so on. They were restricted by Biden administration. Biden administration gave them weapons and so on, but then they couldn't attack Russia, right? Like across the border. So it was not fair, But then it was like the same, same level basically. Like they're going back and forth, right, on the battlefront, and yeah, and then so Russia is losing a lot. Like they can't even renew their system and so on, and then there comes North Korea, and they're helping Russia. And Russia, of course, gives things in return, like technology, especially space technology and so on, even though I'm pretty sure they're supporting all these missiles and so on too. Man, so now North Korea is bigger than, at least their presence is stronger than before. Now, on this page, they're talking about this is like TV show, how they explain like, oh, this character loves him and this that blah 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 blah. So this is like these are party leaders, right? Constitutional Democratic Party for Constitutional Democratic Party. Noda. He is a former prime minister of Japan during when the party was named Democratic Party, right? And Tamaki, Democratic Party for the People, and Komeito, and then this is Yoshimura of Ishin, Innovation Party, Japan Innovation Party. So they're, yeah, they're discussing. Yep. Let's see. Then Adi gives her legitimacy. Oh yeah, that guy looks like Jason Bateman. I don't know who that is. See Saito, another Saito picture. What is this? NTT. How do you read this? Like talking about Yo-un. I don't know how to read this. Some our network that they are establishing. Advertisement. Such a big face. Okay. Anything like it's Sunday, so we don't have much news. We should have bought newspaper yesterday, but we didn't. China, Russia, uniting, new weapons, exaggerated. North, yeah, the large parade, negotiations against America. They're aiming to increase that. I'm looking forward to the meeting of Takaichi and Trump soon, though. Yeah, love square instead of a love triangle. It's a square. Yeah. Of course, Japan interest is weaker Russia, but USA interest is weaker Europe with Russia on their border. They behave better that way. Oh, yeah, European countries. European countries I wish that they would have just seen it earlier, like they just mind their own business too much, I feel. Finally, they're like waking up. Like it's a matter of like Ukraine is one thing, but another is that Russia wants to like it's a historical thing. It's a cultural thing for Russian people. They just want to expand. Just like Chinese people, they want to expand. They want more land for some reason, and it's a land power thing, and they just have that ambition. That's how they, especially leaders of those countries, they get evaluated highly when a leader can expand their territory of their own nation. So that's just repeatedly shown in their history, both China and Russia. So that's how they are, and we just have to accept them for who they are, and think of what to do about it, right? They want to expand, and European people should have known better, right? Like it's like, why didn't you prepare? Like the economy is now bad because of the war, but we need to end the war in a good way. So they need to sacrifice themselves. You know how Japan won against Russia back in the day, like 1904 to 1905? You have no idea how much casualties we had. Like it's depicted well in many movies and TV shows here in Japan. It's so heartbreaking. It's not like exaggeration, it's just how it happened, because like we had to fight against Russia, and back then we didn't have, of course, compared to today, back in the day they didn't have much technology. So what happened was just like kamikaze, but land version. Those soldiers, just knowing that they're gonna die, they just ran uphill to take that hill and so on, and then they get, of course, shot, but then many die, but then somebody, like actually 40 people or so, I think, got to the top and took that part, even though it was taken back afterwards. But if you see that scene, even though it's of course it's fiction, like it's based on facts, but it's it's not a real footage, of course. It's a movie or TV show, and still, like, I know that that's how it happened, and it's so much sacrifice. And both Ukrainian people and probably European people too, like they need to see that sort of, like, in order to win against that country, like you need to actually sacrifice, and that's not a beautiful thing, It's really is horrible, but that's what it takes. So yeah, Takaichi, yeah. Teddy Roosevelt get a Peace Prize for the peace deal. Really? I don't know much about a Nobel Peace Prize. I know one laureate though is Liu, right? Liu Xiaobo, a Chinese guy who stood up against CCP during the Tiananmen Square massacre. He was such a great leader, and then he won the Nobel Peace Prize, but then he got caught by CCP. So the the ceremony, they only had the chair for him, but he wasn't there. It was only a chair. Takaichi was very grateful for Trump's warm congratulatory message on her victory. Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't be? Who wouldn't be? Yeah. And Japanese people who support Takaichi were like, oh, Trump is actually liking. Trump is liking Takaichi, like, wee, yay! People were so happy to see that. the message by Trump, and I wanted to translate the reactions of Japanese people seeing the congratulatory message by Trump for Takaichi. But the level of our people were so low, like it was not like they were not reacting in a political way, and I thought that it was not worth it. So I didn't translate. It happens a lot lately. The people are, it's great that more people are interested in politics now in Japan, but the level has lowered, in my opinion, and many people actually feel that way. And that's part of the reasons why it's like some people get easily agitated by China and Russia. So our cyberspace has been really chaotic, and yeah, and now LDP, of course they are the ruling party, so they want to fix the problem. There were actually the intervention by Russia during the election period recently. So then LDP and those supporters of LDP people started to talk about it, and also like just regular, like ordinary conservative people like myself, or some people like myself, they started to talk about it too, the danger of social media and the influence by China or Russia in general. We started to talk about it, but then those who take advantage of that sort of influence, of course, see it as that we want to control the people. So it's creating a really bad picture, like it's a vicious circle. But we will do what we can do. Teddy Roosevelt was the mediator for the peace treaty. Trump said he likes everyone. I mean, he does. He likes Kim Jong-un, Xi Jinping, Putin. He likes everybody. But I don't think that, Trump learned the name of Ishiba, though. Yeah. It becomes our controversy whether Trump remembers our leader's name. So it was like when Ishiba met Trump, some people were saying like on the like Ishiba, our prime minister, got some gift from Trump. I think it was like a photo book or something. I don't remember, but probably I think that famous picture of the attempt of the assassination, I think it was on the front. But anyway, like Trump wrote something, right, on whatever he gave Ishiba when they met. And it had the phrase like, "Dear Mr. President," instead of Ishiba or Shigeru, Shigeru like first name, Shigeru or something like that. So it became a controversy here. Even though it's like a courtesy thing, right? Like, oh, Mr. President or Mr. Prime. Oh yeah, he was Prime Minister, Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. Prime Minister, blah blah blah, or Mr. President, Madam First Lady, right? It's a courtesy thing, but Japanese people, like, because we saw a lot of like first name basis, we saw it like, oh, Trump doesn't even know the name of Ishiba. So it became a thing. Like people bashed Ishiba for that. So yeah, our reactions are so silly. Yep. Ooh. U.S. Federation officials, 4,000 people about to be fired. Wow, such a fight going on in the U.S. How are you guys? How's everything in your country? Are you doing okay? Man, okay, that's pretty much it on this newspaper. What should we talk about? But yeah, our prime minister, like opposition party, probably wants to push Tamaki, but Tamaki is actually good, like he's smart, he's charming, he's really like positive, uplifting, a fun, really fun guy, and he jumps on new things, which is kind of cool. And also he's open to conservatism too, and yeah, but a little like he's a little too fun, and so he's some people say that Tamaki is not being responsible for what he says and so on. That it's like a populism and so on, but I don't know. I like him though. He probably didn't know Ishiba well. Yeah. He became a non-person like the Australian guy. Yeah. This week I learned Admiral Nimitz helped save the museum ship Mikasa. Yeah, that was famous in Japan's victory over Russia. Oh, save the museum ship? Eh? I want to go see Mikasa. Like my husband and I, we wanted to see that last time that we went to Tokyo, but because we can easily travel, but we didn't have enough time. A dream come true to get them out of government. The Democrats play into Trump's hands. Trump is doing well. That's good to hear. Man, I wish I had topics. Just that in Japan, all we are talking about is, how's like it's been, seriously, it's been about coalition, what's going to happen, and will Takaichi become a prime minister like she should, and yeah, basically talking about Komeito all the time. But Komeito really has been the cancer of Japan as the ruling party. So, but what's interesting though is that, as I said, Komeito, their support group is this religious group called Soka Gakkai, yeah, right? Like it's a Buddhism group, and that group though has many famous people in many different industry, and it's like even the entertainment, like there are singers and so on who are from that organization. I mean, the Soka Gakkai, the Buddhism group, and they are so powerful in the entertainment and so on, so that when the problem of Unification Church, how the LDP members had ties with Unification Church originating in South Korea though. But yeah, like if you Google Unification Church LDP, you can see a lot of coverage. But it was an issue because it's in Japan, many people believe that religious groups and politics shouldn't work together. It's a large part of it is the misunderstanding of our constitution. That our constitution binds us like we're like politicians are not supposed to impose their religion to our people, but really people who have faith, of course we can support each politicians and so on, but I don't know, like people firstly they misunderstand the constitution, and also culturally I guess that it's weird because we are so religious and we have a lot of like various kinds of faith on a daily basis, but many Japanese people don't realize it, and like the majority of people, even though they are practicing all the religious things on a daily basis, they say that they don't believe in any religion and so on. So probably because of the cultural backgrounds like that, you know, many people don't want to see the ties of religious groups and politicians because it looks to them it's really sketchy to them, you know. So when the problem of unification church came up, my first impression was like, why don't they, like, if they don't like religious groups so much, then why don't they blame Komeito, you know, like why don't they attack Komeito, the other ruling party, because they're like everybody knows that they are supported by the Soka Gakkai, the Buddhism group, right? So that let's see, religious group, but people cannot complain because that group is so powerful that they're in the media, they're in the entertainment, that if they, you know, criticize them, then they're gonna get in trouble because everybody is doing their business, you know, they don't want to sacrifice their business, so it's so silly. Anyway, konnichiwa, Yoko, konnichiwa. Thanks for coming. Thank you so much. The Mikasa is considered a pre-dreadnought. What is that? It was also built by the British. Oh, I see. Making the nation worse. They pretend humanism isn't its own religion. That's a problem. Yeah. I really want people to practice, you know, all the religious things though. Do you guys go to church? Like, what do you guys do? My life changed dramatically after realizing that I should believe in my religion, you know. I believe in Shinto, but I'm open to other religions, you know. Like, it's not like I'm not gonna go and attack other religions for looking at the world differently, you know. That's like, oh, I'm like, okay, in that religion, okay, that's how you think. Oh, that's how you think. Okay, like I just look at it, you know. But whatever you believe in, like, at least like having different faith is kind of, it kind of sucks, you know, because you don't agree on everything, but at the same time, like, you can usually, like, people that are seriously believe, have a good faith, they're good people, so to speak. They're good people, they want to live well, you know, do good and be good for the others and so on, and by that we can form a good society, right? But those who do not believe anything like that and just thinking about our human flesh as it is, and they don't think about all the spirits and so on, you know, or God and so on, or deities. When they don't, when if they can't think about that sort of beings that we can't physically see and so on, then people become selfish and they always think about themselves only, and they become so selfish, and they don't fit in the society well. And you know, I'm getting older, so like I get annoyed. I'm starting to get annoyed by those who don't know how to live with other people well. Yeah. But what's interesting though is that, yeah, but in Japan though, we have earthquakes and typhoons and so on. So when we have to believe in things though, because we have difficulties like that every once in a while. So when we are about to forget about that sort of important things in life, our our land or seas, like, they force us to wake up. Anime is my religion. That's good though. Like anime is, of course reflects our, at least for Japanese anime, like it reflects our culture and way of thinking and so on. So it's exporting our culture to other countries. So it's really nice. Yeah. But anime is kind of changing too, though. They're too weak, you know. Back in the day, it was like, you know, the main character solving problems or main character fighting the evil and so on. It was so simple. But now, main characters just, you know, they're wishy-washy. They, they're indecisive. So, and it's annoying. It's monologue after monologue. I can't watch anymore. I grew up with hurricanes myself. There were many hurricanes in Houston, Texas when I grew up. Oh yeah. It's so scary when I look at the aftermath of hurricanes in the US. And also, of course, I've watched a lot of movies and TV shows of America, and they depict it very well. So, yeah, I've never, of course, experienced it, but oh, and the news coverage and so on too. But like through all the things that I see, you know, like I think I know what it's like. Yeah. Claymore? I don't think so. Twister? I don't know. I'm not familiar with. I watch weird things. I'm watching more major stuff recently, but I used to watch, you know the kind of movies I used to like when I was depressed. Stephen King. but he's so sad now. Like he's super liberal, right? So it's really sad. I liked like Mist and so on. I like spooky movies, you know. I mean, at least I used to like a so-called psycho thriller. I used to like psycho thriller. Yeah. No, his stories were so good, you know. Back in the day, at least. I don't know about now. But yeah, it's really sad. Like sometimes, you know, ignorance is a bliss, right? That sometimes you shouldn't know, you know. Yeah. It happens a lot with like Hollywood type of people. Like I'm like, oh, I like this actress, and I go check out their Instagram, and they're super liberal, and I'm like, heartbreaking. Lord of the Rings. My husband likes it. Jurassic Park. I've watched all the Jurassic series. Steven Spielberg, right? Good Steven. Is he political at all? I don't know. Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. And recently, I actually went to see, because I have to see, you know, sometimes. Like, I don't like spending money on entertainment and so on, but when was that? I took a picture. Before Tokyo, I'm scrolling up, okay? I want to show you. I want to show you. Wait, after. Was it before that? Or. I can't find it. I'm looking for me. Oh, yeah, here it is. In front of. That's me and Sophie. I was gonna post it and I never did. See, can you see? This is a Japanese poster. You can't even see it well. Jurassic World. and I didn't realize, like I didn't know about the movie at all, and like I didn't collect information. And so when I saw, what's her name, that really hot actress. Wait, I just forgot. What was her name? The sexy actress. She was so buff in the movie. I couldn't, like, I was like, at first I was like, wait, that's her, right? I was like, I was confused. Oh yeah, Scarlett Johansson. Yes, yes. Scarlett. Is it? Do you guys say Johansson or we say Johansson? Yeah. You never liked her? She's so beautiful though. Like, but usually, like, she's seen as really sexy, like hot type of actress that I didn't really think about her acting as good, because it really distracts you, like when an actress or actor is like evaluated like really highly by their appearance and so on, like you can't really get into it. But in the movie she was doing great, so I was impressed. But the storyline of the movie was so bad, so terrible. I wanted to, like, my husband and I, we both love dinosaurs. Like we like tiger, lion, and that sort of rah type of things, right? We both do. We also like dinosaurs, right? So whenever there's like a TV show about dinosaurs, we watch together. And there was this movie so we went to see. Like we need to know that for conversation like this, like international conversation, and also like when you want to talk to normal people, like non-political people, you need to have something in common with them. So like we have to go watch, right? So we went to, go see the movie. So we went to see, and then we wanted to see the dinosaurs, and it was more about just human drama. Like the half of it, the movie, the half of it was human drama, and the other half, yes, we did see a bit of dinosaurs, but it's like, and I didn't really feel like I saw that series. Yeah. And then what the hell was it D-Rex? Like what is that? Like the movie, especially with Scarlett Johansson, it looks like we just saw a movie of the Alien, because that's like the depiction was so much like the Alien series. So I was disappointed by the movie. We talking movies. I've watched a few Meiko Kaji movies lately. I don't know Meiko Kaji. Sorry. What is that? Who is that? Kaji Meiko. Kaji Meiko. Let me see. Oh, this? Kind of looks like me. Wow. Old actress? 78 now? Cool. Oh yeah, she has been in many movies. I grew up studying American English, so like I watched a lot of American TV shows and movies and not much of my own country's stuff. Yeah. I prefer Asian movies. Interesting. Only the first Jurassic World was good. Yeah, the first two were really good. But I liked the one with the little, I don't know what it's called. I don't know which one, because there's so many. But the first time that the little blue, like here blue, right? Like kind of blue dinosaurs, like 4 or 5 was kind of good. Was it that? I don't remember well. But the one which had this transparent car-ish thing that moves. Dino chicken nuggets? What? Kumi Mizuno. Ooh. This? Looking like ninja. 80 years old? Why do you guys know? Older generation. Or do you mean like, is there anybody with the same name or what? Dino chicken nuggets are chicken nuggets shaped like dinosaurs. Oh, that's cute. I know, like, I think in Japan we had probably like we have like ABC type, like alphabets type of nuggets and so on, but she has better pictures. You pick out the worst one. No, it was the first one. Like when I looked up for her name, this is the one that came up. And now the pictures I get is let's see, all the older older pictures. This, yeah, she is beautiful. Interesting. How do you know? How do you guys know? Cool. Mm. Oh, this is beautiful. Cool. Anyway, she's the queen of Toho. Hey. Mushroom People movie she did. Mm. Interesting. She's pretty, yeah. Let's see. Anything else to talk about? It's been an hour. Sorry, I'm kind of low today. It's my stomach, man. I've been well though. Still like I get like a hormone thing happens because I'm a female, right? And then it messes up my system. But I'm doing better, at least. Like I've been actually walking every day for nearly a month now, and I lost like 1 kilo. You guys don't use kilo though, but yeah. And what's interesting is that like for the past few days, like my stomach hurts so much, but then I started to massage the back of my, it's not the back, like the my feet, you know. So my feet, like if I press like here, but my feet, both feet, you know, here it hurts like so much. But then I learned actually yesterday, I think, that I was just casually, you know, randomly like massaging my body, right? And then I realized that my stomach was hurting and I was pressuring like here by my feet. And then my stomach ache eased. And I'm like, what? Like I have a switch here? And so before I came here, I was having a hard time just standing. So then I started to press here, and then it got better. So that's why I can speak now. But yeah, it's so interesting. The alleviate your physical symptoms. Yeah, it's so interesting how our bodies are wired. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I guess I'm boring today. And I don't know what to talk about. And it's been an hour. And I'm not receiving super chat anymore. So I guess I should go. Many specialists. Yes. Yes. It's so pricey though. That's why I like to study by myself. Like I just, collect information and test it out by myself. And oh, super chat. You guys are so nice. Firstly, Cranberry, thank you so much. And pink, 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 pink super chat. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. As long as the Gaza peace still holds, the US will be able to focus on its naval power towards the Pacific without being redirected to the Middle East. If Trump can negotiate a ceasefire in Ukraine, that will also free up resources for the Pacific. I agree. Yeah. Totally. Totally. Seriously, like even like Japan's economy too, like it's largely affected by the war in Ukraine actually. Like Middle East, we don't, like of course, like our gas and oil and so on, it gets like that sort of resources are of course influenced by the region, but just economy in general, like we talk a lot about the war in Ukraine and how it's actually affecting us. So if that ends, then it will boost, like not all of, like we have our domestic issues too, so it's not all because of that, but it will help a lot too. So yeah, I just wish though that like there are many differences, like Japan has history with Russia and we want Russia to be just dissolve. We want to make Russia small again, like a small Muscovy again. So that's probably a different viewpoint probably from the many of you, but yeah, I really hope that it ends well though, because like how things end is really important. Yeah, but it is really difficult though. Like there's no right answer. Yeah, because there are many things to prioritize and you can't pick the best. But anyway, yeah, I'm concerned about America's, like Chinese influence in America as well. Man, speaking of which, I saw a documentary the other day about Chinese people fleeing from China. You know how China's economy is bad right now. Many are of course going into America illegally, right? Crossing the border from the south and so on. And somehow our media crew tagged along the Chinese family, and only after they entered illegally. So first, like the Chinese family who came illegally into the United States, they confronted the Trump supporters. The Trump supporters made so much sense. Just speaking common sense. So I was actually laughing, like feeling sorry for the Trump supporters, but it was so weird. And Chinese people, they come to the US and then they complain, that, and also they did have a difficult journey. But what was interesting for me was that there are like Chinese lawyers, Chinese blooded, like probably American but Chinese ethnicity, and their Chinese lawyers are there and they help those Chinese illegals, and then they go to court and with the advice from the lawyers they actually get verified by the court and they can stay legally with with their family, and they complain about the living. But then I saw this gigantic space in their household, and I'm like, that would be super expensive in Japan, you know. And what I was like, I got confused, and then there was this beautiful storyline, you know, that their storyline, at least depicted in the documentary on our TV, was that the Chinese family, the father, I think, was making like a political statement in China, and he was about to get caught, so he fled. And then he does like Uber and so on, you know. Like there were two families introduced, but one I remember is, yeah, he was like an Uber driver and then covering his identity, you know, but then of course doing the Uber thing probably. And then at the same time, there was a segment about like that sort of Chinese people doing like a protests in America against CCP, right? And usually that sort of Chinese people are my friends actually. Like in Japan, we have similar Chinese people, you know, who fled from Tiananmen Square massacre and so on, and younger generation too. Some of them are here, and we work together and so on. But not everybody is like genuine, you know, because especially for America today, what my husband and I were saying while watching was that if they say like they are fighting for democracy and that they are fighting against CCP, then their story gets verified and they can stay in the US. So in order to stay in the US, they do the activities, you know, to CCP bad, you know, let's end the CCP regime. Like if they say that publicly and then show that they're standing up for liberty and democracy against China, it's like they're making the evidence, right? So who knows who are, you know, sincerely doing the activities, and there are probably others just doing it for their own survival, you know. They don't really care about politics, but they're doing it because they can take advantage of it. So I got really mixed feelings. Like usually I side with the sort of like freedom fighters because I am one, you know. I want to help and work with all these people oppressed by China, but at the same time, I have a feeling that some people are taking advantage of the situation. So, yeah. Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. Thank you for coming. Yeah. But yeah, the Gaza and also Ukraine, like after those are done in the right way, then we can focus on China too, right? And by the time I hope that our country will have a good prime minister, maybe Takaichi, but I don't know how long she can be our prime minister. But if she, like some people are saying that we will have a national election right away so that she can have more members in the diets and it will be easier to pass legislation and so on. Others are saying that it's, you know, she's not gonna dissolve the diet and so on. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but Middle East is always number one focus. We will never be diverted from that. Such an American thing. It's so interesting that like Japan is of course like we are not as big as your country, and we are not watching like we are watching everywhere in the world, but we are more about like investment and so on. So like you saw all the controversy about African people in Japan, the sisterhood of the local authority and so on. But uh, it's more about like human interaction, investment, basically for Japan and so on, and not much about controlling the the peace and so on. So yeah. Man, I can't even imagine what it's like to be American because you have a lot to think about. And your tax money is it's really changing the world. So that's so interesting. Oh, a cranberry is leaving. Ciao. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Sleep well. Falun Gong has a huge ranch in Texas. CCP hates them. I bet. We actually recently came across one. That was actually in Tokyo when we were just walking near the National Diet building, the Parliament building. There was one lady with a signature board, and they came talk to us, and my husband instantly knew. Like she said a few words, and then my husband was like, "Oh, Falun Gong, like gambatte." Like we support you, and we have given signatures before, so like we didn't at the time, but yeah. Falun Gong people also like we used to do events together. Not much lately. We've been focusing on Russia recently. So yeah, but a while ago though we supported the Mongolian events though. Yep, 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 yep. Middle East man. I wish that like it's so what's difficult is that all the terrorists have weapons, and usually like what I think is that what would happen in a country, I expect from judging from my country's history, is that when some group has all the power and weapons and everything, there'll be some other group or just opposition groups, and then those who even sacrifice themselves to fight them within the country to make it work, because it's your own country, right? But some areas of the world, not only like Middle East, but they just scream for help and they don't fight. But then, of course, like if they are armed, I guess that they can't do anything. But it's kind of weird when you think about it. I don't know. I can't really judge them though because the premise is so different. It's a lot to do with the geography too. So it's but it's kind of weird because some people only know how to receive and they don't know how to fight, and that, in my opinion, that kind of makes things worse. Because yeah, I don't know. Anyway, yeah. Everybody has the sense of justice though. Like everybody is a hero in their own story, so I can't judge them though. Anyway, should I go? You guys are quiet. You're all falling asleep. I did kind of come later than I should. So yeah. Hello? Hello from the other side. You guys are asleep. Oh my gosh. Chat is not moving. No. You're still awake? I'm wide awake. Na, 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 na. I can't even enjoy Katy Perry anymore. I'm a sad panda. Everybody is liberal. What should I talk about? Should I? Hopefully, one more topic or so. Oh, I'm sleepy. Oh yeah, Komeito. Yeah, some people are saying that it's good that Komeito is leaving, but others are, if you can't win your election without the help of another party, then you shouldn't run, right? But that has been a norm. Wake up! To sleep to find wallet. Oh no. H1Bs and outsourcing wrecking us. Yeah, I bet. A bit of foreign workers are good stimulation and good helpers, but when you lose control of that is bad. At least we're in Japan though, like we are gonna have Takaichi as our prime minister, and she will not tolerate for illegals, so that's good. You know, she's gonna make the system better, so that's the bright side. And I really hope the Japanese people will have more babies. But in order to do that, we need to fix our economy first. Yeah. I see more Indians now, yeah. By the way, like when I see like H1B, usually people are talking about Indians. I see Indians or Pakistani, I can't tell. Like from some people from that region, you know, how guys have like a brown skin and thick beard and so on. Why don't they shave though? Like if they shave, they will be good looking. Why don't they shave? In my opinion, it's kind of cool, but I don't know. Growing up, you know, in our school, like you had to be clean, you know. Yeah, and so Japanese people we all shave, you know, men all shave if they are like a regular worker with a suit on. Yeah. But yeah, they are. But locally, the foreigners that I see, though, they are college students, exchange students, or I don't know. I don't even know how that system is. Like there's one private university that level is even low, that you shouldn't even go there. But I guess that people come to say that, oh, I graduated from Japanese university. All these business people, man, all these business people are just ruining our country. I said this before, but some universities don't have to exist, you know, like like yeah, like we have public schools, you know. You don't really need private schools here, at least. But and then they just welcome. They want to sustain their business, you know, keep going with their business of having a university and so on, or the chain of business, you know, like kindergarten, elementary school, junior high school, university, like the whole schools, and it's a huge business, and they don't want to let go of it, so they just when there are, and we are having low birth rate, so less students and less competition, like, or I mean higher, yeah, higher competition, I guess, in a way, like people go to better schools, so then there are more vacant seats that they need to fill, so then they invite foreign people. So bad. Even if you change the government, the nation's still the same geography and interest. USA knows that. Yeah, that's true. Princess Kako is making a lot of appearances. Is she possibly next in line for the throne? No. Usually females just step down, like get married with non-imperial family people. Her sister got married recently. Was it? How many years ago? But it became a controversy because the background of her fiance at the time was not good. But then he became a lawyer, and they live in New York actually. Yeah, but because we don't have enough families in the as like an imperial family, you know. The females have to do all the public service and so on even after they leave the family. That's yeah. Is there any special meaning to the drawing behind you? No, really. I subconsciously probably yes, but consciously I don't know. This is, I think I drew this one like at 3 a.m. one day in I think 2018 or so. But this is like I always somehow end up drawing like eye. This is, you see the eye, yeah, an eyelash here, and down here. Oftentimes it's a face though, and then I feel like I'm drawing a face, and then it's I keep drawing until it's not. And then I get kind of confused, like, is this like a fish bone or what? I don't even, is this like a Japanese kabuto, like a helmet or what? Like, I don't even know. And then usually though, like when I'm drawing, I end up picturing like human body for some reason. It's probably because I'm so like not thinking about anything. I'm just passive and just let it out on the other side. This is another. I drew it later. Oh, super jump! Pink! 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 Thank you so much! Oh my gosh! Yay! Thank you! Thank you so much. Hello, Yoko. What is your opinion on Americans and Europeans that are obsessed with Japan and they hate their own culture? I feel them. I feel them. Because I used to be like that. Before I learned the true history of my own country and so on, I used to hate my country. I used to hate the fact that I'm Japanese, and I wanted to become American. I seriously wanted to become an American one day. And no wonder I was dating American guys. I did fall in love with the American English, so that was a natural course, but still, like, it was not healthy. It's interesting that happens in other countries too, because like seeing from Japan, like Western nations have a lot of great things, and rather like Japanese people, for example, like we have like a kind of like a white complex, that we are inferior to white people. That's a recognition, subconscious thing. At least the post-war time, because that's all I know, But yeah, and maybe it's a political brainwashing. I don't know. It just maybe just simply happened, or maybe somebody intentionally did it. I don't know, but we have that complex, right? And then so that's kind of interesting when it's like the the other way around. So it's a new thing for me because I didn't see that before. Isn't it a recent thing? I mean, I have known about, like, is it we boo something like that, from Reddit and so on. But yeah, I don't know. Like, it's really, as a Japanese citizen, of course, I'm happy when you know people from other countries see the good in Japan. I'm really thankful. So probably the same as other Japanese people, we really love it when our country or culture are praised. We are happy about it, and it's like a honorable thing, right? But the why don't they have to hate them? Like, what's the hating part, about their own country? Like, you don't have to necessarily hate your country, right? Like, I love America still, but I don't hate my country anymore. So, yeah. I don't know though why if the obsession is coming from the hatred, then that's not healthy, and that's not something that I guess I should be happy about, because that's not the true love, you know? Yeah. Because only if you love your own country and your own culture and so on, you can understand what how things are in other countries, I think. So, yeah. The grass is always greener on the other side. Oh, true. Some Western guys always obsessed with East Asian women. So no new. The anime thing didn't start until the movie Akira came out. Oh, I see. Yeah, Akira was great. Yeah. I don't actually remember the storyline of the movie, but I did see that one time, and I was like, wow, like I was blown away. I remember being blown away. I thought, like, when I was growing up, though, like elementary school, so that's like 1990s or so, like I was in elementary school. And we kept hearing, like, we are behind, that Japanese culture is kind of lame. And then soon after, like when I was like a little older, or like later in elementary school or junior high school, like 13 or so maybe, I started to hear like Evangelion, you know, liked by people in other countries, and how anime is starting to be loved by other countries. And then I realized, like, oh, anime is actually a cool thing. you know I used to, like, because Japan, of course, is just like another country, like usually, like back in the day at least, like little kids used to watch anime, and I was too embarrassed to say that I watch anime and so on, in school. But then things started to change, like when I was a teenager. So that was interesting. And then even and maybe like 10 years later or so, probably, like our country, 10 or 20 years, our country learned that we should export that, right? Our as soft power, and then they named it like Cool Japan. I think Cool Japan. I don't know what the hell happened to that project because they don't know what to do. The bureaucrats, they don't engage with ordinary people. Like they are elites, so they only understand how elites think and not the mass psychology. So they always fail with that sort of projects. Yeah, and then they were pushing like Japanese diets, Japanese cuisine and so on to export to other countries because it's so healthy and so on, and other countries actually became even healthier than us today. So silly. But it's so weird that you get like some people, some Western guys like Asians. It's kind of weird because I only know, like as I said, like a white complex, and also like just it doesn't necessarily have to be white people, like black people and other races too. Like we have so much. It's not like self-hatred, but it's like we have this complex for some reason. Probably because after the World War II, our history has been filled with guilt, war guilt, and that's the narrative, guilt. So maybe that's why. But yeah. Isn't it interesting though that Eastern Asians are the only, pretty much, maybe South Asians in the South are the same too, but like we don't have big nose. I kind of have a big nose, but usually like we have a flat face, right? But like if you look at, for example, like Indians, they're like the brown version of white people, like they have like really cool nose and so on. But like East Asians and a little bit to the south, like only we have like different nose and different eyes, and it's so interesting. In my opinion, US pop culture has been garbage for a while now. We had it good up to the early 90s, though. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's the same here. I mean, we have our weird pop culture, though. But I think it has a lot to do with technology. The advancement of technology has ruined the industry because it doesn't have to be talented people anymore. Whatever you do, you can fix afterwards with effects. Yeah, music, auto-tune, starting with auto-tune and so on. The singers today cannot even sing, and it's so sad. Like, there are many people, non-singers, that sing well, for example. And I guess that it's tied to like a corporations, with technology, that they want to sell so much, and that there's this win-win business deals and so on that I imagine. I don't know. I haven't researched, but probably they want to push each other. So they use the technology, and the result is garbage. And those who listen to that sort of like electronic stuff only, they get brainwashed. It really makes you stupid. Seriously, if you need to listen to complex music or some music with the actual like a theory, the composition, the real composition, if you don't get used to that, or if you don't like listen to that, your brain gets lazy and you're gonna be stupid. That's my opinion. I watched Akira recently, and I still don't get the story. Okay. I love both Japan and America. Cool. No. Right. That's why I say station. East Asian fetish or something. 10 years ago, when Western entertainment went woke and clearly entered leftist policy into their material. Yeah, that too. Japanese entertainment became the mainstream. Japanese entertainment became the mainstream replacement at the perfect time. Ah, for the Westerners, yeah, there's that aspect. I see. Because it's like last resort. Japan holding on to the traditional values, common sense. Yeah, I do see that tendency, especially on X, that the many fake Japanese accounts, they are pushing, like, oh, Japan is this and that. And that's interesting. But it's interesting because now come to think of it, it's probably many, like I can only speak about Americans because I don't know about other countries. But when I look at, like, for example, like Hollywood or just Netflix and so on, that sort of service or industry is so big that people think that it's everything. But if you look at America, like offline, like off the movies and TV shows and off Netflix and Hulu and everything, if you look at like regular, like ordinary Americans, they've been the same, in my opinion. Like, you guys have been the same with the same values from back in the day. And like the many people, even the majority, they voted for Trump, for example, and they are saying no to that sort of crazy delusional fantasy, of liberals. But because those services or industries are so big that that's all you see, right? But not here. Here in Japan, we are busy working for most of the time. We are working bees, and we have time for entertainment much. And when we do, we just do different things. We have a lot of different options in Japan. And then we don't care too much about like we just mind our own business, even though we live in this collectivism society. Like, as for hobbies and so on, we are so free. So that's why we have a lot of nerds, crazy nerds about railways and anime and idols, and yeah. But then America, I guess that becomes big, the industry and so on. Have you canceled Netflix yet? No, I've been watching The Resident. I like the characters, so I'm watching. Yeah. The thing about Netflix is that I come from another country, so even though I have issues with liberalism in some aspects, like pushing political correctness too much and so on, to me, it's part of America, Like, I love America, right? And then there are like-minded people like you in America, like conservative people, and then there are liberals. And I don't agree with them in on many occasions. Human rights and so on, sometimes I agree, but political correctness and so on, I don't agree yet. It's America, part of America, like it or not, seen from another country. And I'd like to know. I'd like to know what they think and what kind of bubble they live in and so on. I'm kind of curious, and I don't have to be emotional because I'm not American, So that's the bright side of coming from another country. And it's not gonna just me watching that. It's not gonna change my country, for example. Sorry for contributing for your enemies by giving them like what, like $10 or something each month. But yeah, it's like it's just interesting, for me, like all the cultural studies, even though it's a modern thing, for me it's a cultural studies, and yeah, so it's just interesting. All sides of pers- like aspects of America. Oh, super chat! Thank you so much. Also, Yoko, have you seen those AI YouTube videos that have the Presidents Obama, Trump, Biden, and George W. Bush playing Call of Duty Zombies or other popular games? No, there's 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 a video like that. I'm curious. That I wanna see. Are they good? Are they made well? Sociology is fascinating. Yes, that's exactly it. I should check that out. I like AI videos that are clearly AI, like there are people that post like vague things, like they don't even say that it's AI, and it's so bad because I get tricked for a moment and then I think to myself like, no, this has to be AI, and I have to think about that, and it's so annoying. Like, what's that time of questioning it, whether it's AI or not? It's like my life, I can't waste my time in my life, and I'm questioning whether things are AI or not, and that's such a waste, you know. Oh, super chat, another super chat. Thank you so much. The creator of the YouTube channel Interviewing Japan claims he was attacked by Antifa in Japan during a migrant protest. Trump recently designated Antifa a terrorist organization. Antifa in Japan, yeah. There are Antifa in Japan. Those are the people that created the vibe, the atmosphere in Japan that Abe should be assassinated or something like that. Because they did say those are the people. It's easy because they hold up the sign, that says like anti-fascist. If you probably look at my older videos, yeah, I probably showed you many times before. Yeah, they're like openly, like they're proud to be Antifa, and they were using that term back in the day. So yeah, Antifa. But yeah, it's yeah. They are. I don't even know like the backgrounds of them, but yeah, those people are often like, some of them has like a lot of tattoos, and if you have like massive tattoos in Japan, that you are related to yakuza or somewhere along that line, some that sort of people, that are anti, what we call like anti-society. I don't know why it's called in English. Like, it's bad for the society, and they are being watched by the police. sort of people. So yeah, and they're dangerous. So yeah, they blocked me though. There's this one group of like Antifa type of people. They blocked me. We got into an argument like when I first started my career in politics, and then yeah, we were arguing, and then towards the end we kind of became like kind of polite to each other, and then I didn't have like, I know that they have their own story and their own justice, and I don't actually care, but I have to claim my own perspective because I am here for a reason, right? And then recently I went to see their profile and I learned that they had blocked me. I'm like, oh, Antifa people scared of me. But when Trump designated, is it designated or yeah, designated Antifa as a terrorist organization, it became the news here, and then we were saying like some Japanese communist members, for example, they they are wearing like Antifa T-shirt and so on, and the whole friend, they're friends, they wear the T-shirt, they have the board, like the sign, that says Antifa, and so people were, uploading pictures of those people. Yeah, but leftists here are dangerous. They're violent. So, are they related to your communist parties? Yes, but our leftists are friends with each other. Sorry that it's so loud outside. Planes and helicopters all the time, like fly over our house. So it's so loud. Often we can't even hear the TV. But yeah, leftists are friends with each other. But the range is so wide, they just know, leftists somehow know how to fight together as one team. And that's something that conservatives have to learn from them. But yeah, liberals and socialists and communists, they usually work together in protests and so on. So sometimes Japanese Communist Party is related or like involved. Yeah. Yes, they do exist. Yeah. I have an Irezumi tattoo sleeve. I think I have it too. Like I got it at a dollar shop here, and yeah, I covered the one song that Amy Lee was covering, Evanescence, Amy Lee. Is it? I don't remember that song name, but I wore that tattoo thing. I was gonna Google something. What was I gonna? Badge of honor. Yeah, I'm actually blocked by many people. I don't know why do people hate me. Even like right side, because I criticize. I like to criticize, because I'm devil's advocate. So I like to say things that other people are not saying. I want to poke that. Not, I don't necessarily believe in everything that I say, but I just want to poke. You're saying this, but hey, I have that personality. And yeah, and then so sometimes that I have criticized Sanseito, and also like the Conservative Party too. I sometimes have to criticize, right? Because I'm like a critic, you have to do that. for the healthy conversation of politics, because it's dangerous if people just believe everything or support everything. It's really dangerous. So that's what I do. And then so like Sanseito supporters or Conservative Party supporters, sometimes like I find them blocking me because I check the reactions of people on X. I need to know what our people are thinking, right? So I often, when I look at the news, I always go to the reply section to understand what, or to grasp what people are saying. And then sometimes I see like the reply and so on, are like it's like less color, like you can't see that like a reply button and so on well. And then I'm like, why? And then I go to the go to their page, and then it's like, you are blocked. And I'm like, oh, that's me every day. Anyway, sorry, evil laugh. Super chat, thank you so much. Please do a live stream at 9 in the middle of the week your time. Right, you said that before, right? You will have so many more viewers. It will be prime time in the US. It's midnight here on Saturday night, and I'm drunk. Banzai! 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 You gotta do it 3 times. Always, banzai. But you gotta do it like this way, not this way, because if you do this way, it's like, oh, I surrender, Gotta go. Anyway, yeah. I've been waking up earlier, though. So I know I can do it. I just have to shift a little bit earlier. My whole schedule earlier. Because I need to walk for my health. And that's what I'm realizing. And for my health and beauty, right? And yeah, I gotta wake up earlier. Yeah, but I know that I can. I want to do that. I want to do that. But nine means I'm gonna have to wake up like 5 or something. But I can do it. You like to troll? No, that's kind of like a high level troll. I guess, because I don't like people when they are fake, for example, or that they are blinded. Like, I don't like blinded people, and I don't like fake people. So every time I see that sort of people, I'm like, hello. Hello. I should make a meme like that, like hello. And yeah, that should be my brand. Right? I need to create some goods like merch, like, yeah, poking merch. Tattoos are ugly. I don't understand why people do it. Yeah, I like the image of tattoos, like when you see on TV and so on. It's kind of cool, but in real life, it doesn't look as good, in my opinion. But I don't know. I personally do not like to do things on my body because my parents would be sad. My parents and whatever superpower is out there, they gave me this body, right? And we are just temporarily living in this thing, and we need to return it to the earth. So I don't want to do too much damage. I guess. Irezumi suit. Wow. Yeah. It's kind of cool though. Like it's kind of badass, and I like badass stuff. So I do like it, but permanently, And also, like, what if you get fat or old and then it creates like wrinkles or it stretch out and so on? It would be weird. I'm the best troll they are weak. I know, I know. I remember how we met. Yes. It would be crazy if Sanseto replaces Komeito in the ruling coalition. That would be so scary. For me, it would be a nightmare. Because Sanseto is, they're the puppet of Russia. So they never criticize Russia. And that, as Japanese conservative, not criticizing Russia is abnormal. It's really, really weird. So, and they have this dictatorship. I've talked to the people inside, inside the party. The dictatorship of Kamiya, the leader, is so strong. It's bizarre. It's so weird. So, maybe he's just a control freak, but kind of weird. But as for the last election, Sanseto won a lot, but still the House of Representatives, they don't have many seats, so yeah. I was being nice. There are also many Westerners with Japanese tattoos. I know. I know. And often with grammar mistakes, I'm like, at least just let me see, Like, maybe I should do a service like that. I will check your tattoo.com. I will check your tattoo.com. I should do that. I'll check your Japanese. And for those who I don't like, I will just say, like, oh yeah, it's perfect. And then I'll just let them go with it. Man, talking to you makes me realize that I have a bad personality. Nice, good parents. Yeah, just like Trump. Trump, when he was raising, he is still raising. Is it Baron Gun? I saw old footage, like no alcohol, no tattoos, and so on. Like he was lecturing him. So that's good parenting. But I like. I like this gal though. I bet that you guys would like her. Where was her? Can I find her? What was her name? Mei Suzuki. Yeah. This gal. It's kind of cool. Like, it reminds me of when I was younger. She's so talkative and she's into, like, I don't know. Basically self-development and very exotic and so on, and tattoos, and it's kind of cool. Oh, but speaking of Corey Taylor too, I think, has a tattoo. I think he has Japanese stuff, right? Like father, yeah. It says Corey Taylor, like you see Chichi. Father, it says father. And the other side too, I think he has. This one says death. Oh, you can't really see that, but yeah. Yep. Baron has also raised a lot in height. He grew. He grew really tall, yeah. I was gonna get a tattoo of the Moi Moist logo, one of my old favorite bands. Then I heard Tattoo Ink has links to cancer, so I never got one. Oh, yeah, that's scary. Yeah, you do put it in your body, so yeah. When I was in elementary school, I almost got myself like a pencil tattoo. When I was growing up, there was this cool pencil case, like the case. Is it called pencil case or like pen case? The kids use. And then it was like a gadget, like there are because it's Japanese. It has buttons, and then the if you put like pencils, in it, it's like a box, and then there are buttons. You press one button, it goes like, and then the pencils are like, right? So that was so cool. My parents got me one. I was using it when I was like 7. And then one day I'm like, press, right? And then it just, the pencil got into this finger. And I'm like, and then it didn't disappear for a while. I thought that it was permanent, but it did disappear. So that was good. Anyway, pencil case. It's so interesting that I've never lived overseas. So even though I know English, I don't know the daily things because of course I don't need it here, right? Like how to order or what to call, like, the regular things that you use in a daily life. I don't know the name of things, so it's kind of weird. It's interesting what women find attractive in women is different from what men find attractive in women. I completely agree. It is interesting. Like just by like body type, physique, yeah, like a structure. Like women tend to think that skinnier women are more beautiful, and men like a little bit of fat, like a little right? You guys like that? And it's interesting. Yeah, and it's weird though. Like some guys here, like when you tie your hair like this, and then you have like here, like if you tie it up, like some guys like it here. Like what is that? Yeah, so interesting. I like uh I like muscles in general, by the way. Growing up too, I liked it, and then it's coming back to me now because I'm getting older, and I like I like youthful things, right? And like I want to hold on to the youth, right? That's like when you are like it's often said like you don't know what you have until it's gone, and that's how I feel now. Like oh muscles, that's why I started to walk because if I don't work on it, then it's gonna go away. So men prefer more round faces. Women like sharp faces. Yeah, the kind of women I like are usually sharp. Yeah, and kind of bone-ish, but then muscles or something like that. Yeah. Hi Yoko, hello. Just woke up at 2 a.m. Really? Wow. Florida. I went to 7-Eleven for some food. Cool. You have 7-Eleven there. I work my new job 5 to 11 tomorrow night, so I'm trying to get my schedule back. Ah, I see. Up too early, so glad you're streaming. Yay! Maybe I need to kind of tone it down to fit your morning vibe. I'm too loud for morning. Yeah. Swimming is the best exercise. That's what I was thinking recently, actually, because a little pressure from the water is actually good for your vessels. Is it called vessels? Like you can't really see through the camera. But I'm so actually really, my skin is really white that you can see my vessels. Like, see, this is really good for getting my blood. My husband doesn't have it, so when we are old, we have to go to clinics, and then sometimes we gotta get blood tests, right? And then mine is easy because here and here, multiple. My husband, it's like hidden. So it's like always the nurse is like, and then my husband is scared of the needles, but I'm not. Yeah. Man, I've been speaking for like two hours now. Wait, 2 hours and 10 minutes. Wow. Also, exercise more muscles groups and doesn't stress your joints. Yeah, that's really good. I was thinking that my mom should do it too because the knees, she needs to protect her knees. Yeah. When I walk outside, I go to the park now, and the park is cool because the ground is kind of soft, for jogging people, and I wanted to jog, but then I thought like I want to raise my heart rate, but not too much, so like I walk really fast, and not like it's like in the middle of like jogging and walking fast, like I'm in the middle of there. And it works the best for me, and then I try not to jump too much so that it's still walking. I'm like resisting basically not to jog. I have a weird, I don't know, belief. Weight and walking help health a lot. Yeah, I want to lift weight, but I don't know. I need to look for some information, like what kind of moves to do. I do a lot of massage. I've been doing that because I realized that this below my knee, I don't know why it's called in English, is really like stiff. So I started to massage like every night. It's annoying, but it really pays off. The next morning, I'm like, oh, I'm light. Tai Chi, that is being promoted all over YouTube for some reason. Oh, yeah, I see the advertisement here too. That commercial is kind of strange. Like, oh, you gotta do Tai Chi. Right. I bet that they are investing a lot of money into that commercial. Yeah. I constantly need to get blood tests. Yeah, me too. But for me, like once in 6 months or so. What? My face is regular shaped. I'll never find a wife. No, what they like you. What do you mean regular shaped? Regular is okay, right? No? Oh God, just so you know, 7-Eleven isn't only in Japan. It actually started in the US in 1927 Texas and later expanded to Japan where it became super popular. Really? Like I saw different history, so I don't know what to believe. But yeah, 7-Eleven. Yeah, but 7-Eleven really became successful, by the way. Like it was always there when I was growing up, but recently like their brand became better and better, and their food is so good here too. So like when we travel to, when we are on a work trip to Tokyo, we often go to 7-Eleven to grab some foods. So good. Oh, super chat. Thank you. ありがとうございます。こんにちは。こんにちは。Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh man, my battery is dying. It's like 10% or 20%. I don't know. I close it way too fast. And it's 5 almost. No. Konbini, yes. Konbini is the best. I actually went to get the newspaper today at Konbini. It's cool that now they I'm so thankful for the what you call like the cash-in service, the virtual one, that you don't actually need the money. How do you say that in English? With barcode. Barcode決済. Barcode payment. So simple. QR code payment. Yeah, QR code too. Mobile payment. Yep. It's really nice because I'm a woman. I carry my purse, and I don't want to, look for my wallet and then open it and collect the money. Like it's so annoying. So just grabbing my phone and ding, it's done instantly. I really love it. Do the basic squat, deadlift, bench press, and pull up. Those cover all body. Cool. Should I hit the gym or? Gym is expensive here. So like both my husband and I, we want to go to gym, but that's luxury. So yeah, I do have a little bit like a really it's light though, but some things that you can actually wear and so on. But I don't know. I don't even know what to get. I should go get something. I want really cash payment. When I do cash payment, I always calculate in my head to like calculate the returns, or change. Is it a change? Yeah, that because I'm Japanese. You don't want to get too many coins in your wallet, right? But when I visited America, my friend was just paying with big money and then get a little coins, and then he was storing in his jar at home. And that was interesting because why do you just do not receive that many? Other people, I guess, just give it to some kind of donation and so on too. But super chat, thank you so much. Sure. If you do a stream in the morning your time, you can use the super chat money for the gym. 1 banzai, 2 banzai, 3 banzai. Banzai! That's a good summary. Ooh, if you say so. I'm gonna try that then. Let's do that. Let's do that in the middle of the week, probably, right? I should be, yeah. Oh, I'm gonna try. Yeah, it's like you gotta start somewhere, right? So if you just wake up, just do it. Don't know if I get to walk that day, but do it so that I get the money, so then I can afford it to go to the gym, so then everything will fall into the right place. Yes. Lawson, you like Lawson? For me, Lawson is like they don't really have anything for me. I don't know. I guess Lawson, but Lawson has mujirushi stuff too. It's interesting that some conveni is like affiliated with other stores and so on now. So you will see the products of other places. Their cold drinks are always warm. No. Oh gosh, we can have the whole debate about konbini. One day we need to talk about that would be our stream title, like which konbini is the best. Oh man. Pull-ups can be done in public parks. Yeah, pull-ups. Like I can use my own way, but then I can do it and do it well too. But then I get bored easily because I can actually do things well, right? So I'm hoping that I want to have a little bit of change. I sometimes do like what is it called? Heat. So that's good. Oh, my battery is 5%. I gotta go, guys. Yeah, I will try to. Let's not say try. I will do it in the during a weekday, hopefully this week. So wait for me. Expect me to come live 9 a.m. I don't know, but I will do my best. Yeah, 5% battery. So I'm gonna go. I was not charging much today, so sorry. Okay, but thank you so much for hanging out with me. I know I started low, but then talking to you has made me more energetic. So thank you. And thank you so much for super chat too. Thank you. And all your engagement really helps my channel too. And let's make this channel bigger with your advice. Okay. So those who woke up just now, have a good day. And those who are going to sleep, sleep well. Remember me, dream about me, because that's the best thing to do. Okay, have a good day, good night. Bye, thank you, bye bye.